Hello, this is Sophia, and if I seem a little bit emotionally distraught today, it's because I've been thinking a lot about someone whom I know from the past, someone whom I miss a lot, who used to just pop in and out of my life from time to time, but whom I have not seen in a good few years already. I do not know if that person is still living in this area or if this person has moved away. And I shudder to think this, but I don't even know for sure whether this person is still alive in this incarnation or not. But anyways, if I'm a bit emotionally distraught, it's because I've been thinking about this person and I'm not sure whether I'll ever see this person again. And that's why I'm so emotionally distraught today. Bob asked what my favorite animal is, and I'd have to say that it's the cat, as probably anyone who's watched enough of my videos knows already. Cats are generally very intelligent, and even though they're not obedient, they are still, in their own way, very loyal, contrary to popular misconceptions about cats, and they're very loving. Like, I remember once seeing a bumper sticker where someone said, "God, help me be the kind of person that my dog thinks I am." And basically the idea is that the kind of person that the person whose bumper sticker, that is the kind of person that their dog thinks they are, is the kind of a great person that everyone should aspire to be. But the thing is, I really could say the same about my cat, or when I had two cats, about them. That really, they thought, my cats have always thought, every cat I've ever had has always thought of me as being a much greater person than I really am. Also, you can learn a lot from cats. Anyone who's been around them enough and has been attuned enough to listen would know that. But cats are just wonderful creatures, and I love them. And of all the cats I've met, I've only met one that I didn't like. One in all the cats that I've ever met. Megan asked what our parents did for us when we were sick growing up. And basically, Megan, as is the case with you, my parents also let me stay in their bed during the day and watch TV, which usually when I was healthy, they wouldn't let me watch very much TV. They'd hardly let me watch any TV at all, but they'd let me watch all the TV I wanted when I was sick. And they'd also let me eat ice cream and have sodas. And they basically would spoil me when I was sick, which was nice because the physical sensation of being sick was horrible, all the throwing up and all. It was nice to at least be spoiled by my parents when I was sick. Did I watch the speeches at the Democratic Convention? Some of them. Was I surprised to see them being inclusive of sexual orientation? No, I wasn't surprised at all. Even though Democrats were not always the party of equal rights, they have been since after the time of Lyndon Johnson, and I'm therefore not surprised at all that they mentioned a lot of inclusion of sexual orientation. Do I expect the Republicans to mention sexual orientation? Well, to be honest with you, I only expect them to mention it in the context of giving them, trying to sell us a message that we'd have to be gullible as hell to buy. The message which says that they care about us just as much as they care about everyone else, even though they don't want us to have decent rights like everyone else. They supposedly care about us as much as they care about everyone else, and have some warped logic about how thinking that we should be treated as second-class citizens is consistent with that. Basically, them refusing to call a spade, and therefore essentially failing to acknowledge that discriminatory laws and policies are in fact discriminatory. So basically, yeah, that's the only context in which I expect the Republicans to mention us, is in trying to sell us that message that we'd have to be gullible as hell to buy, which I hope nobody buys, although I'm sure some people will. And there's already dark, insidious forces out at work trying to make sure that people will buy the Republican message of exclusion. But yeah, that's only a context in which I expect them to mention us. And now it's time for my question. And my question is, in your opinion, what has been the greatest thing that you have personally gained by participating so far in Equally Awesome? What I've gained is self-understanding. As many of you know, I've spent way too much of my life running away from myself. It was less than 2 years ago that I decided I'd had enough with running away from my gender identity. And it was only a few months ago that I decided that enough was enough when it came to running away from my sexual orientation. So basically, I've spent way too much of my life hiding and running away from who I am. So in many ways, lately I've been playing catch-up with getting to know myself. And it was, of course, slow. Like, previously I'd like one epiphany about myself a month. But on Equally Awesome, the whole thing of having to answer questions that other people ask, and once a week even having to think of my own question to ask, the whole thing has kind of jogged my mind and kind of made me look into myself, and by doing so has helped me look into myself. And I've been, like, on average, having more than one major self-realization every week. And every week I'm learning more about myself that I'd kind of run away from previously, and just for that, I'm personally glad of being able to participate in Equally Awesome. And that, of course, is in addition to helping bring better publicity to LGBT people.